Hi, friends.
I'm so excited.
My dear, we are here now.
What?
Coming at you live, sponsored by Nachos.
I say hi, guys, and I'm like, still eating.
Also, disclaimer, Zinkla's got a bit of the giggles tonight, so this episode does stand a chance to be one of those. But we will try our best to be focused, because I think we've shot over 10 episodes by now, and surely we know how to gather ourselves. All right?
I really want to eat my last piece
Eat
of nut.
it, doll. I'll start off with the story. So she told me to share the story. So what had happened was, it's fine. We'll wait for her to finish chewing.
No salad. Salad.
I'll tell it before she chokes on a nudge. And then we lose our sponsorship. Anyways, so last week, on my way back home from recording this very podcast, I got stopped by the cops. And that's like PTSD for me, because like I spent 10 years driving without a driver's license. I'm not proud of my actions, but because of our country's corruption, especially by the licensing department, I feel like I had no choice. I know I had a choice, but
Timbi.
what?
You feel like you didn't have a choice for what?
Anyway, before this becomes a long story, I do say that I'm not proud of my actions. But one thing I was not going to do is buy my license. So failure after failure, you get discouraged. And then 10 years later.
No maganjani. If you bought your license, I'm judging you. I'm judging you hard.
Yo. Even the way I got it, guys, I had to get 2 prayer warriors. My sister and my mom, they were on the ground, ground there by the driving department, the testing station. They were there praying in tongues. I said, girl, I am getting this the right way, but personally, I don't judge you.
No, I judge you.
There are 2 types of people in this podcast, so I'm not condoning it, but I do not judge you. But don't do it. Don't buy your license.
Stop that thing. Yo, it's so...
Anyways, to go back to my story.
Can I tell you, my ex once told me, he was like, oh yeah, he got his learners. I'm like, oh, like, because at that point, I think I had failed like 3 times.
Your learners?
Yes. And then it's like, yeah, he just went to go do it and he got it. So all this time I'm thinking like he got it the right way, ne? Only to find out, yeah, we saying it, like he bought it. I felt sick in my stomach.
That's when she knew.
I literally felt sick in my stomach because I'm like, no. Anyway. Drivers muske.
Anyway, fast forward, I did get my driver's license, and then for the first time it expired this year. So I have to go and renew it for the first time in my life.
Mine expired last year, October. We're getting our licenses sorted out tomorrow.
Literally.
Yeah. We said we are doing this.
We set a date like a few months ago, and
yeah.
And tomorrow is the day. We are going to system offline or not once it's update.
Make sure you bring your ID. I don't know if they need IDs. It's my first time doing this.
Also, do we do cash or do we have to?
I don't know, dog. Like, we need to do our research. But also, this is not why we're here to.
Yes.
This is not what we're here to talk about.
Now I need to renew my license, which is why I had PTSD when the cops...
So, this is not what we're here to talk about.
I think you asked me to tell a story. I didn't even finish it.
Oh. I'm sorry.
I don't even think I want to finish it at this point.
No.
Moral of the story, don't buy your license.
And don't buy your learners. Please. Also, Timbi always gets stopped by the cops, guys. And she can get away with it. Mina, if I get caught... Guys, some people have this gift where they can escape death.
Okay.
Figuratively. Like dangerous situations. For me, I can't.
I have 100% success rate.
Well,
98% success rate, because there was that one time where I got caught with Zinhle. And then
wait, what?
She ran away and then I had to stay.
Because I know my strengths and I know my weaknesses.
Oh, anyway, why are we here? If you want, I feel like I just left the story, but it's fine.
Moral of the story, Don't buy your license. Anyways.
We are here to talk about leadership.
Leadership. Leader, my
Lead
leader.
by example and don't buy your license. See?
No, that was how you fetched that. But yeah, lead by example.
Yes.
Okay, so leadership is the topic for today.
Mm-hmm.
So my brother, I wanna ask you, what is it? What is leadership?
Yes.
Yes. Because it can easily be a word that's like just tossed around, or it's someone's name.
Leadership.
Or someone's name.
I do think it's on someone's ID actually.
Hi, leadership. I hope you're watching this.
Heidi leadership.
Leady, yeah. Now you've got the giggles. Is it infectious?
No, I got this
Okay.
together. I think that leadership, from my understanding and observation, leadership is a stewardship of people, and it is effectively done through a relationship with God. I think an effective leader and a strong leader has a good communication with God and is in relationship with God, because how do you lead a people that he himself designed?
Yeah.
You get me? So
Yeah.
it's a stewardship of people, and you are basically the link between God and the people, while they themselves have a relationship with him too.
I think just to add on to that, whenever I think of the word leadership, I immediately just think of Jesus and how he was an example of how to live your life. So, it kind of raises the standard of like, if you're a leader, like, is your life worth mimicking? Or are you taking people in a direction that is Christ-like, And so whenever I think of the word leadership, it just, the values and the principles just align with who Christ is, and who he was here on earth, and the way he lived his life and the way he discipled his disciples. But yeah, I think whenever it comes to the word leadership, that's immediately what comes to mind. But now, is everyone a leader? Like, just because I believe in Jesus, does that make me a leader?
See?
And are you a leader?
Savannah, slow down.
Okay, sorry.
I'm here. I will answer your questions one question at a
Savannah
time.
is slowing down. Jessica, we are live.
I'll start with the first portion. Me personally, I think that everyone is a leader, but I think there's a massive displacement of leadership. I think our capacity of leadership is contextual. So, for instance, a lot of people are firstborns, and by virtue of being the first child being born, you assume a leadership position of the siblingship, right? But also there are firstborns that are being pushed around by the rest. If you're one of them, please do it for estima setu. Like, you can't misrepresent us like that. But
Imagine if you were pushed around by me, bruh. Like, what world is that? What is that?
oh my gosh,
What is that?
that would be wild. What was the question? Oh yes.
Can everyone be a leader?
So I think it's
because they believe in Jesus.
contextual, because just because I'm a firstborn, right? Assuming that you are able to lead your sibling pack of 3 people does not mean that you have the capacity to lead the entire institution at your workspace. So just because I'm a firstborn doesn't mean that I can lead at a principal's capacity. And so what I think often happens is, because people feel a small glimpse or a leadershipness within a small context, they now think that they are a umbrella leader in all spaces.
Yeah.
So I do believe I'm a leader, but I know, or I like to believe that I know the spaces where I am a leader and I thrive in those spaces. And there are some spaces where I'm a follower and I submit to my leadership.
Yeah. I feel like even at some capacity as a follower, you're a leader, because you're showing people how to be a follower.
If you do it well.
If you're doing it well.
Yeah.
Like, there's always something about you that someone is looking at and they're like, I'm being led here, like.
You know?
Yeah.
Sorry. No,
No,
carry on.
Oh, you're so kind, but carry on.
I just thought of a fire note that Ria mentioned when he was preaching a sermon. He said leaders were once really good followers. So it resonated with what you just said.
Yeah, because like it feels like a stage. Like it starts from there. You don't just leader. Like are you like? I think it's like being a follower is like a humble state, or like it doesn't really have like a title or anything to it, and it involves a lot of humility. I would say even in leadership, I think just in being a follower, the humility is allowing yourself to have someone above you that can tell you this is wrong and this is right, and in your humility you follow instructions and you put your pride aside and things like that, you know. So I think you really like that's a really fire line of, you know, you need to be a really good follower in order to be a leader, because if you're not, then it already shows red flags of not being someone that can lead other people, because where are you leading us?
Foundationally, you've missed something if you are not a good follower.
Absolutely.
Do you have anything to add on? Do you think that everyone's a leader?
I think there's always someone who's watching. So I think there are leaders that are known as leaders, and then there are leaders where it's like default. You know,
Not all heroes wear caps.
Capes.
I missed the E.
I got shouted at that I laugh in the mic and then make the producers work very hard. So
I did not shout it here.
you're not the producer. You're here with me. Oh, well, you can't be a never mind.
Yo.
Anyway, so I just made sure that I laughed up, and then I looked at him and he wasn't even looking. So I don't know. Anyways, what was I saying? Sure.
That's what happens.
My brother.
Find your own train of thought. I'm joking. You were speaking about, do you think if someone's always watching?
Default leaders.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
But don't miss your train again.
Okay, you're distracting me.
Sorry.
But other people are like leaders by default because of maybe a role they find themselves in. I remember, I think it was Cardi B who was saying like, you know, she has all this music out and there are like little girls that are like listening to her music and watching her. And it's like, you know, already in that kind of way, because there's people watching and following. I think it's, you know,
That's just
I feel like it makes you a leader. So you can be a leader with positive morals, positive influence. Thank you. And you can also be a leader with not so much a positive influence or a more worldly influence. So I think everyone is a leader in some capacity. Sometimes you might not even realize it. But I believe that everyone is capable of being a leader. You learn how to be a leader. You can learn how to be a leader, you know, especially because in leadership, you are still, I like to see it in this way. When you're a leader, you're taking people into a different direction, right? Into a space where maybe you have been, where you have been there before, and you can correct people and tell them, no, this is how you do this. Okay, this is how this is done. But at the same time, you lead people into spaces where you haven't been, where you're figuring it out as you go. And you kind of like, you know, like in movies when there's someone ahead of the group and they're, you know, entering territory that is unknown. So they kind of like take the lead to figure out what's going on and to see if it's safe to go there. And then other people, you know, this pregnancy is making me run out of breath. But essentially, as they're figuring it out, then once they've got it, they can be like, hey guys, this is how we do it, you know? And I think a really brilliant example of that is when Jesus died on the cross. he had not yet died on the cross. And wafika,
He arrived.
he arrived at that point, at a point where he had never been at before. And now he leads us as in terms of showing us as his followers that love is sacrificial. You know, at what point is love sacrificial? That love is unconditional. You know, it has this unconditional love, and that you carry your cross also. You know, in this life of being a Christian. So, you know, there's like a lot of ways that you can have a look at it when it comes to leadership. But I do believe that everyone can be a leader, and you can learn to be a leader. And sometimes you're a leader by default. So it's really important how you live your life, because there are people that, whether you like it or not, you are influencing.
Yeah.
You know, people in your circle, people in your spaces, even in your following. That's the thing. Like what I mentioned is that even in your following, you're a leader in some capacity, because someone is watching you.
So you're influential, and it's up to you to decide, are you a good influence or a bad influence?
Yeah.
And you are a leader. It's evident.
I am.
Yeah. Like anyone with eyes can see it.
Wow.
When did you clock Ugba? And like, I think that, you know, I am a leader.
So in grade 7,
Were you a prefect?
in grade 7, never days. I was so sad. Yo, I wasn't a waitress for the grade 7 farewell.
I was a
wasn't-
waitress.
Yeah, that's nice.
I didn't get to be a matric prefect, but she did. So we balanced the scales in a way.
I guess we do.
Yeah.
We do. So I remember in grade 7, we went on camp, and I don't know what. Something happened to some boy where he got hurt,
As they do.
and he blamed it on someone. But I think it was like a false or a pretense or whatever. But long story short, I ended up preaching during our break time. I don't know how we got there.
Wow.
But I'm preaching as I'm sorry, it felt like there was a here. As I'm preaching, people are crying,
Sure.
and people are being filled by the Spirit.
Wow.
I'm feeling filled by the Spirit as I'm, preaching about what I cannot tell you right now to save my life. I just know that Jesus was
Jesusing.
Jesus
as
was
he does.
Jesusing. And people are crying, and it's like they just come to me and they hug me, and they're in like, oh my gosh, And then after that, when I sobered up, I'm like, what just happened?
Because that was so not like you.
It's not like,
For
especially
context?
at that time.
Context, Zintle could not speak or sing in front of people, dog. Like she would literally shrivel up like a raisin and go into a hole.
I'm a grapes left in the sun.
Yeah.
Raisins. So I think that was the first time I realized that I have the gift of preaching or like being called in that space of ministry, right? And then I felt like I was like confused, even the next day, the other people remember when Zintle was preaching, and now we're laughing, and it's like
Zintle is you.
Like what was going on there? So I think that was the first time I felt that maybe I was called to that, but it didn't really dawn on me as leadership, right? And then fast forward to just high school and the way that I was living my life, I got chosen to be a prefect, right? And I asked before I got chosen, actually, I asked my one friend, because our peers were able to vote if you believe this person should be a prefect. And so I remember I asked one of my close friends at that time, I was like, please be honest with me. Are you voting for me to be a leader because you're my friend, or because you believe that this is something that I possess the qualities of this person fulfilling this role. And she said, I'm voting for you because I'm your friend.
That's not what I was expecting.
I was like, yo, I appreciated the honesty, and it really made me reflect, Uguti, yo, like sometimes people can really see the real you and the way you live your life. And I was doing crazy things. I think it was just maybe line up in time, or like don't run away after photo day, like go to class, don't bunk class. But there was no difference. It was like I was like everybody else, you know. And I think that made me really reflect on my life. Uguti, is this the kind of life I want to live? You know, is this, because you represent Jesus in everything you do, you know? But anyway, I just thought that would be a story just to share in all of that. But I realized that I was a leader when it felt like all eyes were on me. Whenever I would make a single mistake, I said, Zinhle, or mntana kamfundisi.
Oh,
it would
hated
bore
that.
me. It would bore me
Boring.
so hard.
You need to leave.
And I think I still didn't realize it then.
Sure.
And I continued in my, you know, life, just lifing. And then I think also, just as a person who was really insecure, you don't really think of yourself as a leader. Like that's, you know, let me follow. Who must I follow? And then fast forward to church after COVID. I'm married now. And then they like, okay, the leaders of the church will anoint. I think it was like an anointing service or something. Now I'm looking around. I'm waiting for the leaders to stand up. I see my pastor lock eyes with me and like, why are you sitting down?
Go.
I'm like, oh, you know,
that's
I'm like,
me.
that's me. And then I think that was the first time I realized that I'm actually a leader. And it was not so long ago. It was like
That's
a couple of years ago. And I'm like, okay, but like, what does this mean? You know? Because it does feel kind of heavy, because now it's on a grander scale from before. It's not like prefect anymore. It's like now grown-ups. Even grown-ups, dog. Grandmas and grandpas, you know?
Yeah.
People that are far much
Advanced.
older, seasoned in their lives. So I think that's when I realized that I'm a leader, and that this is where God is calling me to, this is who God is calling me to be in ministry. And I think that kind of, I'm sorry, I took long to get there, but essentially, yeah. And are you a leader? Is this well, you are a leader, but like, when did you realize that you're a leader?
I think that it was a thing that was sort of like I was thrown in situations where I would lead things, or it would naturally happen. Like I'd see a gap and I'd fill it, or I'd be like, hey guys, let's do this. And I think the more I did that, the more the role became part of me. So without being the person who would initiate or say something, people would naturally look at me like, so what are we doing?
Yeah.
But I didn't clock it at the time. And then game changer moment for me was prefectness in matric. So grade 11, we did the votes, right? And I applied and I made sure that I did everything that was leadershipy of me. Like I made sure culturally, sports, socially, I did my best so that I could be a prefect. And I realize now that it was more about the braiding and being seen than the actual mantle and the responsibility that came with it. So unfortunately, I didn't get to be a prefect.
She was on the list though.
Yeah. Like a teacher, I think someone scratched me out
It's
at the last
one.
minute.
It's the one who caught me cheating in my grade 8 exam. Isn't he the one that scratched you out?
Speculate, allegedly.
But
like, I didn't get chosen to be a prefect, right? But a teacher was like, oh, congratulations. Because like the teachers know the final list, but then the list that was said out loud versus what happened in real life.
Yeah.
Two different things. But I remember how that crushed me. after the prefects were announced and I didn't get announced, I cried in class. Like I was shattered, bro, because I knew in my heart of hearts that this is something within, like, I'm a leader and I know it without a doubt. Like, I didn't know much about myself as a person, but I did know that being a leader is a thing in me. So what's going on? Dog, like, it broke my heart to the extent that I was absent from school the next day. Like, I couldn't do it. My little world was crumbled.
Sure.
But like I mentioned before, I think it was definitely the Lord's divine intervention, because had I received that leadership position then, I don't think I would be the leader that I am now, because now it's from a place of selflessness. Then it was from a place of I need to be seen and I want people to sort of follow me and I want to be of relevance. So that was a moment where I knew I was a leader, but I don't think that I knew that I was in it for the right. I don't think I knew then that I was in it for
the wrong
reasons.
Yeah.
And then fast forward to the grown-up life, similar thing happens where, like, I get in positions, like I rarely apply for things or put my hand up, but because it's where God wants me to be, it's like and I feel like the enablement for it and the capacity for it. So I think that's how I know, or how I knew, like, it was a gradual becoming thing, and I felt it inside my insides, like, this is where I'm supposed to be. But within God's timing and his character developing of me, the right pathway sort of happened.
And Shamyazi, you were such a leader even for me at home.
Oh.
You know, like when they beat you for climbing on the toilet and breaking it, you led me into saying, don't do this thing. It's wrong.
That's out of all the examples you could have chosen.
The thing is,
you choose my rebellious. Well, they weren't rebellious. Like, I think
you were being a child.
Exactly. Like, I have no regrets of those things, and
But what were you
definitely
doing?
would do them. I let my intrusive thoughts win, like 100% of the time. As a child, I let my intrusive thoughts win.
Did your foot fall into the toilet
while you were pooping?
My brother, did you climb on the toilet while I was pooping?
Yes.
How old was I?
Oh wait, I climbed on the thingy while you were pooping, and then you flushed, and then I jumped in afterwards and therefore broke the toilet seat. Ew, they beat me, boy.
I didn't remember that story that way. I don't know why I keep picturing your 5 toes just all spread. On the toilet seat, and then you're reaching out for something.
My weird.
But honestly, like, you were you were and still are a leader for your siblings. Like, even when you left home, and I kind of like took that position of being the oldest, well, like, you know, firstborn, not firstborn, but like, you get what I'm saying, right? No matter how much I did that, when Timby comes home, assume position. It's like, no, like, we know who she is. You know, we know what we gotta do. And it just speaks volumes to, like, your character as well, nje, like, as a person. Uguti, sometimes lento leadership, it's so innate. Is that how you say it? Because last time I said innate. Huh? What did I say? Innate. And then I heard
double N.
And then I heard you say it. I was like, that's not what I said. I'm like, but it's so innate that you know, it just happens naturally, you know, and the way you correct and do these things and all of that. So it's no surprise that that's still who you are right now in this capacity, in your current life. And so, yeah, like, well done for nurturing that as well and allowing God to cook in you.
It wasn't nice though.